Welcome back, Focus Learners. Today on this explainer, we're going to untangle something we all literally participate in every single day, but we rarely actually see in full. I'm talking about the invisible web of commerce, and we're going to demystify the incredible journey of everyday goods. So, take a second right now and just look at a physical object right near you. Maybe it's a bottle of water, your phone case, or, a snack on your desk. Have you ever actually wondered about the exact step-by-step journey that specific item took just to get into your hands? Because behind that simple physical product is an absolutely massive, complex network. It connects the highly visible, familiar storefronts we see on our streets with the deeply complex, totally invisible digital banking systems we don't see. It's really like this non-stop global ballet of physical movement and digital finance. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. We'll start with the pillars of commerce, move into CPG where goods are made, explore retail where they're sold, look at finance which powers the economy, and wrap up with our interconnected world. All right, starting off with Section 1, the pillars of commerce, building the foundation. To really grasp this invisible web, we need to understand three core mega industries: consumer packaged goods, retail, and banking. This interconnected journey naturally starts with the stuff we literally rely on every single day. Look at these items: food, beverages, cosmetics, household supplies. These are the exact things sitting right there in our grocery baskets and our cupboards. Moving right along to Section 2, CPG, or making everyday goods. This is where immense global manufacturing scale meets just relentless, unyielding daily demand. We're talking about the true giants of the global CPG world, folks: PepsiCo, Procter & Gamble, Unilever, L'Oreal, SC Johnson, and Mars. Just to put this scale into perspective for a second, Mars alone produces over 400 million M&Ms every single day. 400 million! These corporations manufacture the millions of items we all collectively consume. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how this operates out in the real world. Looking at this Frito-Lay retail supply chain from left to right, you can see it's a highly structured flow. It starts from raw ingredients over at the supplier level, branches out into core manufacturing plants, routes through these vast distribution centers, and finally lands right at our local grocery stores. Let's break that down into some clear operational steps. Step 1, suppliers provide the raw materials, let's say raw potatoes and oil. Step 2, huge plants manufacture them into actual bags of potato chips. Step 3, distribution centers handle the totally mind-boggling logistics of moving those chips all across the country. And finally, Step 4, they're sold in vending machines and stores. But doing this smoothly is incredibly difficult. CPG companies face some severe bottlenecks they have to solve. They've got to optimize incredibly complex logistics and manage vast warehousing networks. They also deal with what's called trade promotions. Now, that's really just corporate jargon for calculating the return on investment of, say, paying a supermarket to place that giant, flashy cardboard display of chips right at the end of the aisle. Plus, they have to share data constantly just to ensure the shelves actually stay stocked. Which brings us to Section 3, retail, selling the goods. Once those distributed products leave the warehouse, they enter the fiercely competitive modern retail market. Just look at how selling has completely changed over time. We've moved from traditional, purely physical brick-and-mortar stores right through the dawn of e-commerce and all the way to the deeply interconnected digital and physical omni-channel landscape we live in today. Now, the industry relies heavily on this buzzword, so let's define it explicitly. Omni-channel. This means creating a completely seamless purchasing experience across everything: online platforms, mobile apps, and physical brick-and-mortar stores. Think about it for a second. Have you ever bought a jacket on your phone, but then decided to return it in person at the local mall later that week? Yeah, that is omni-channel retail in action. The contrast between the old way of shopping and the new is pretty stark. Traditional stores, well, they were like isolated islands with manual stock checks. Today's seamless omni-channel operation, though, is the total digital powerhouse. It provides real-time inventory visibility, conveniences like buy online, pick up in store, and it even uses AI to constantly crunch your browsing data, pushing personalized recommendations directly to your screen. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the staggering number of operational steps required to actually make that seamless customer experience happen. The cycle starts on the left with store operations and merchandising, moves through complex inventory sourcing, wraps all the way around to the point of sale, and then ends with deep data analysis just to start the whole loop all over again.
Surviving in modern retail means constantly jumping over immense logistical hurdles before a customer even thinks about walking to the checkout line. Retailers absolutely must secure accurate demand forecasting so they don't run out of stock. They have to rapidly address sudden supply chain disruptions, manage super expensive warehouse fulfillment and last-mile delivery, and crucially, ensure that digital wallets and buy now, pay later payments are perfectly secure.
All right, Section 4, Finance, Powering the Economy. We're now looking at the invisible, completely digital layer of our product's long journey. Think about this. When millions of people across the globe hit checkout at the exact same time, who actually manages all of those simultaneous payments? We really have to shift our focus away from the physical shopping carts for a minute and look at the financial services that instantly and silently secure our money.
So the crucial point here is that banking is doing an immense amount of invisible heavy lifting to make retail possible. Financial institutions are constantly combating cyber fraud and navigating incredibly complex, constantly evolving regulatory compliance laws. To keep up with retail's lightning speed, they rely on automated payment reconciliation and AI-driven risk management. Without this vast financial infrastructure, global retail would just instantly grind to a halt. No way around it.
And finally, Section 5, the interconnected business world. It's time to bring everything we've learned today together into one continuous, unbreakable loop. This matrix lays out those vital connections perfectly. CPG companies completely rely on retailers for shelf placement, inventory planning, and promotions. In turn, retailers rely heavily on logistics networks to pull off that incredibly difficult last-mile delivery. And both of them absolutely rely on the financial sector to provide the secure digital payment options, credit lines, and fraud prevention that make buying and selling fundamentally possible in the first place.
It really all comes together in environments like the modern warehouse shown here, which is exactly where physical goods meet sophisticated digital tracking. Always remember that behind every single tap on a mobile app or swipe of a credit card, there is an immense, synchronized physical and digital machine moving millions of boxes across the globe right at this very second.
Which leaves us with this final, provocative thought. In our deeply interconnected global market, if just one invisible digital link breaks, does the physical store shelf suddenly go empty? It's a pretty fascinating reality to think about the next time you pick up a simple, everyday item. Thank you, focused learners, for joining me on this structured breakdown of our modern economy. Keep questioning the world around you, and I will see you on the next explainer.